and national issues.
Well, we talk about it all the time.
Nothing is off limits.
No one's ever been brave enough to try that.
For the Gene Rowley Show.
Now, we ran the gamut on that political segment there, didn't we? All the way through the Democrats and all the way through the Republicans, and after Iowa, it'll get much easier to determine who's going to go where. Joining us right now in the studio is Clay Hammac from Fraternal Order of Police. Did I get it right that time, Clay? Dead on. And also Cindy Greer, Executive Director of Owens House. Thank you guys for taking your time. Is this the earliest you've ever been up in the morning?
For me, it is.
I have a career of night shift, day shift, so
right.
it all blends together after a while.
You guys were generous enough to come in and take your time to come in and talk to us this morning about the Fraternal Order of Police benefiting Owens House with a golf tournament. But first, I want to turn to you, Cindy. Tell everybody listening a little bit about the history of Owens House, what Owens House is, what they provide to the children of Shelby County. You and I got to meet last year when we went on the big motorcycle ride, and I will be 100% honest with you. I will support Owens House until my last breath. But part of me wishes Owens House didn't exist. Could you tell us a little bit about Owens House?
Right. Owens House is one of 33 child advocacy centers across Alabama, and we provide services to child abuse victims, primarily victims of child sexual abuse. We started in 1993 by the district attorney at that time, Robbie Owens, and he was seeing kids coming in for prosecution cases that had no therapy and that were just about literally sick, having to come testify. They were so unprepared for that setting and hadn't dealt with the trauma that they'd experienced. So he worked with the community, and this was a community project started in '93, like I said, to help kids who've experienced child abuse. So
tell everybody a little bit about when the children come into Owens House. The facility is beautiful. It's built for them. What's the process, just very quickly, what's the process, and how did the building itself kind of come into being?
Well, the building was developed through a community project, through fundraising, and about 15% of our function is through community support, as well as grants that we get from the community. When kids come to Owens House, they come there and are interviewed one-on-one by a specialist who interviews children. Law enforcement, protective services, prosecutors can watch that interview live as it takes place, but it prevents the kids from having to talk to 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 different people about their experience. So that's usually the first time that they come to our center. And then we offer free counseling for the kids and support for their caregivers, whether that's family members, foster parents, whoever is taking care of those kids. And we also go into the schools and we have a puppet show and a mascot, and we teach kids how to stay safe and how to protect themselves and how to help other kids if their friends are telling them about things that are going on.
APH Radio is a big supporter of Owens House, and we always will be as long as I'm here. Another big supporter is the Fraternal Order of Police, and Clay Hammac is joining us with the Shelby County Sheriff's Department, but also from the Fraternal Order of Police. And we're going to talk about next Thursday, August 27th.
That's right, yes.
The Fraternal Order of Police golf tournament at 9 a.m. It's a shotgun start. Where is it going to be?
It's at the Ballantree Golf Club in Pelham.
Now, we are still looking for golfers, and if you want to play, if you want to benefit Owens House and the Fraternal Order of Police golf tournament, you can go to shelbyfop.com. You can sign up right there, or you also said social media.
That's correct, yes.
So,
feel free to visit shelbyfop.com. You can find links to our social media sites from the website.
And the Fraternal Order of Police represents all police forces in Alabama? In Shelby County?
Yes.
Okay.
The Fraternal Order of Police is a national organization representing law enforcement throughout the country. Each state has a state lodge, and then each particular city or county has an independent lodge as well. We are in our 43rd year here in Shelby County. As the Shelby County Fraternal Order of Police, we represent law enforcement officers who not just work and live in Shelby County, but also retired law enforcement officers who have had some type of affiliation with Shelby County in the past. And it's exactly what you said, Gene. The Owens House is such an invaluable resource, not only to our community and to law enforcement, but to the victims and their families as well. This just seems like such a natural partnership between law enforcement and the Owens House.
So what's going to happen throughout the day? Obviously, it's a golf tournament, so a lot of people come out. We've got lots of teams getting out and playing golf. What else is going to go on that day?
It's a great time. We got a lot of golfers who come out. Some are a little bit more competitive than I am.
That's me.
But the others are there, and they're just goofing off, typically like I do. I'm not a natural-born golfer, but we have a great time, great fellowship. We feed our guys great. We have some excellent door prizes that sponsors have been very generous to offer to us. And Ballantree, they just do it right. If you've never played a round of golf at Ballantree, you're missing out. It is a great facility with great staff. So,
well, let's see. I got 3 of my friends. We want to join up. We go to shelbyfop.com, sign up. What is it, $150 a person, $100 a person? How much is it for the team?
It's $400 for the team.
Easy.
Now, if someone wants to sponsor a team, they can do $425. That'll give you a team of 4 people, and we'll put a sign at one of our holes sponsoring your company, your agency, whatever the case may be.
How many years has the Shelby FOP benefited Owens House with their golf tournament?
This is our 11th annual golf tournament. Wow. This is the 4th year that we have partnered with Owens House. It is affectionately named the Ruth Barnes Memorial Golf Tournament. Ruth Barnes passed away about 7 years ago. She is the late wife of one of our previous presidents. She had such a heart and a passion for children and service to the community, and it just seemed appropriate and fitting for this golf tournament named after her to benefit the Owens House.
Well, Owens House also, as most people know, has the Superhero 5K and Fun Run. Last year we had double schedule, so we weren't able to go, but this year I'm planning on bringing all of my kids. We're definitely going to be there. I don't know if I probably need to. I don't know if my super suit will fit anymore, but I know my kids dressed up just for their school pep rally, so we'll definitely be there, and they're in much better shape. That's coming up Saturday, September 19th, from 8 to 2 at Oak Mountain State Park. Cindy, let me ask you, this might get a little personal, but what does it mean to you to have the Shelby FOP and all of the businesses supporting the Shelby FOP golf tournament and all the players and all of the people and organizations of Shelby County surrounding Owens House and just loving on you guys? What does that mean to you and all the other people that work at Owens House?
I think what it means to me, it's the world to me, because one of the biggest challenges in this field is getting the community involved. Mm-hmm. It's not one of the organizations where you can kind of put the kids out front and you can see those kids, because it's a very personal thing to the kids that we meet. Mm-hmm. So for the community to know that this is an issue and to come and support us, we've been partnering with law enforcement for years because this is an issue we both see, but for them to partner with us in a benefit, such as the golf tournament, and a lot of the guys come and run in our Superheroes 5K. In fact, last year, Hoover PD officer won. So, Sheriff's Department needs to get somebody over this year
Dressed as the Flash,
to beat
no doubt,
them
right?
out. Yeah. But the community is the heart of Owens House and of impacting children and child abuse, and hopefully preventing child abuse so that we don't see as many kids at our center that have experienced it, but we're preventing it.
One of the most poignant things, and I'll never forget this, and I've said this many, many times, is when you go to Owens House, right in the middle of the house is a staircase going down into the basement area where they have different rooms. And going down the stairs are multicolored handprints. And when you stand at the top of the stairs, you're like, oh, that's really artistic. And then you realize what it is. Tell people what the handprints are.
Those are the prints of kids that have come to our center and have experienced significant trauma, but that have also come through that.
That's right.
So to us, it's a sign of hope for the kids that we see, and it's a sign of healing. Those kids that put their handprints on there are superheroes to us. They're brave enough to tell their story, to talk about it, and to come for our counseling and for the healing they need.
If you want to have fun on a Saturday or Thursday at this point, if you want to have a good time with your friends and you want to do something worthwhile, playing golf, enjoying the day, it's August 27th, next Thursday at 9 a.m. Shotgun start at Ballantree Golf Course. It's the FOP Golf Tournament, Fraternal Order of Police Golf Tournament. Go right now. Find 3 of your friends or sponsor a team that's already signed up at shelbyfop.com. You can find them on social media. Clay, anything to add?
No, we appreciate the community support. We have some very generous sponsors, and we are very appreciative of them. The goal is to give as much as possible to Owens House.
Yep.
Every year we've been able to top the previous year's goal. Last year we were able to donate $4,000 to Owens House as a result of this golf tournament. We hope to beat that again this year.
That's awesome. It's the Fraternal Order of Police Golf Tournament, August 27th at 9 a.m. Go right now, shelbyfop.com, and sign up. You guys are getting rave reviews. I'm getting text messages and Facebook messages. Well, when I say you guys, I mean Cindy. Sorry, Clay. You know, during the song, Clay, you were telling me something that I want everyone listening to hear again, because everything I do is about making an emotional connection with people and getting them motivated. And you said that you and your family were in a situation, or you specifically, and a lot of the investigators, were in a situation where it motivated you emotionally. Would you recount that story for everyone?
Absolutely, and I'll never hesitate to have an opportunity to share my testimony, and this certainly is a testimony. Whenever you're a law enforcement officer, it becomes your life. You can't help but just wrap yourself entirely up in the cases. Whenever I was assigned to criminal investigations, as well as all the other investigators and detectives out there, we take personal ownership in that victim's life, that victim's role, and it's not just our job; it's our passion to seek justice for the victim and the victim's family and society. Sadly, it was just before Christmas several years ago. I was the on-call investigator for Shelby County, and received a call to respond to Children's Hospital to look into the alleged abuse of a small 18-month-old child. So I responded and met with the medical staff, and instantly began reaching out to Owens House, letting them know the situation that we have and the resources that we anticipated that we were going to need, their expertise. Unfortunately, circumstances in the case led to the child passing away as a result of her injuries. So this was a very egregious child abuse case that turned into a murder investigation. The suspect responsible for that child's murder is now serving life in prison without the possibility of parole. However, during that investigation, the interview that I conducted with that person, I remember telling myself over and over that if this child were just in a better situation, this whole thing could have been prevented. Unfortunately, there are circumstances that cannot be prevented. And whenever we, as law enforcement officers, investigators, detectives, are faced with those circumstances, we rely so heavily on Owens House and the resources that they provide. My family and I, we're a faith-based family. Our faith is very important to us, and so during that time, we were looking for opportunities of healing. Like I said, you can't help but wrap yourself up in these cases. The opportunity presented itself to us to become a foster family. And we have been fostering young children from birth to 3 years old for the last 4.5 years, and our cup runneth over. We've had 14 children under our roof in the last 4.5 years, and we don't plan on stopping anytime soon. Right now, we have 4 kids under one roof, and it is a busy time around our family.
Did you ever once question that decision?
Not once.
You know, a lot of people listening right now are thinking, wow, I'd really like to do the same. I'd like to foster. I'd like to do the same thing. I'd like to get more involved in Owens House. And I ask them, then why don't you? You know, if you've got time, if you've got resources, if you've got money, it doesn't really matter what you do. It's that you're giving of yourself. And, you know, we talk about giving of ourselves is how we are blessed. So, Cindy, what can people do to assist Owens House in the work that it does?
I think there's a huge variety of things people can do. You mentioned, you know, if you have resources and money, but there's also things you can do if you don't have those resources and money. Volunteering at the center, helping us put together school packets to take to kids, to give to the community, to teach people how to stay safe, to teach their kids how to stay safe. Recycling ink cartridges, something easy that people throw in the trash every day. You know, take them over to Staples and recycle those, and help us get supplies for our kids. You know, fostering is a wonderful way to really actively be involved with kids and be a safe place for kids. And A lot of resources in our community where you can get involved with fostering through DHR or through Baptist Children's Home. And there's just a ton of ways, taking up things in your community, supplies for your community for nonprofits like Owens House. We have wonderful support through Kiwanis Club, Alabama Power, Lions Club, the Vignette Club, tons of groups that just call and say, hey, what's your biggest need this month? Do you need cookies for kids that are coming in? Do you need juice? Do you need copy paper? So I think there are just unlimited ways that folks can get involved. And most importantly, if you're concerned about a kid, call. Call law enforcement, call social services, because the most heartbreaking situation for me is when I've gone out over the last 25 years and talked to people in the community and they say, I wish I had called. I knew something was going on and I wish I had called.
Gene, now I don't know how we're doing on time, but if I can just brag on Cindy and her staff for a moment.
Please do.
I guess it's a little vague as to what all the Owens House does, because they do so much. But specifically, how they benefit law enforcement whenever we are seeking justice for the victims and the victim's family. Cindy and her staff of professionally and specifically trained counselors, they have specialized training. They know how to sit down with a child and get the facts of a traumatic event or experience that happened in that child's life, whether it be physical abuse, sexual abuse, or whether they were a witness to a crime, domestic violence, within their own home. If you've ever been around children, toddlers, it's not exactly the easiest thing to sit down and have a one-on-one conversation, especially if you're trying to build a criminal case. Cindy and her staff are specifically and specially trained, and they do an amazing job. Not only are they able to sit down in a comfortable environment with these children and help these children share that information that's vital to us, but they're also there with the child every step of the way in the event that child finds him or herself in a courtroom, on the witness stand. None of that is new or scary to the child, because by the time we get to that point, Cindy and her team have been hand-holding with that child the entire process, and it just makes it very smooth and, most importantly, less traumatic for the child.
And what we've been talking about is you getting personally involved and going to ShelbyFOP.com and signing up for the FOP golf tournament next Thursday, August 27th. We need golfers. We need golf teams. They're still looking for sponsors. Every single way we can help Owens House, we should. It's 9 a.m. at Ballantrae. Shotgun start. And if you're a golfer and you want to go have a good time, but you want to do it for a good cause, now's the time to do it. Real quick, Cindy, tell people how where people can get more information on Owens House, how they can get involved, phone numbers and websites and social media and so on.
Okay, we have a Facebook, Owens House CAC, and a website that's the same, owensHouseCAC.org. And our number is 205-669-3333. If parents have questions or individuals want to get involved, just give us a call. There's 4 of us there, bright and early in the morning till late at night, that they can call and get information.
One thing that I've been focused on lately, Jeff and I have been talking about this a lot, and other people, is how technology is removing the relationship in our society. Even Einstein, I believe, said something along those lines. So I encourage people that are listening right now, make this personal. Get to know the folks at Owens House. See how you can help. Take a step towards something positive. And go to ShelbyFOP.com and sign up for the golf tournament, or find them on the Fraternal Order of Police for Shelby County on their social media. Thank you guys for coming in this morning. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. And it's been such a privilege to have you guys. It's the Gene Rowley Show. Jeff and I will be right back. We're getting into some other stuff when we come back. And where should we go, Jeff?